Okay, let's see if it's on. I got suit up here too. You know, Mark would go here. Really? Let's see. It just said Jack Dodson. It's live. Let's see. Ooh, it's dark as hell, but we're live. The lights are down dark. Go ahead and start. Sure. What's up, Dwight? We're just getting started a few minutes early to make sure we got Jack's computer working. I know it's still a little dark, but I don't know what we can do about it. What's up, guys? We're just starting a little bit early to make sure everything's working besides the little darkness on the screen. We know Jack had problems last week.
Now, who is this?
Maybe it's just Jack's computer, maybe. What's up, guys? You see the pictures from Finn got his cart. No, I didn't see he got his cart. Is it 7 o'clock?
6:58.
We'll start at 7 o'clock for you guys that are watching. I gotta put my suit on. Keep track of the time. I'm just trying to share all these things. What's up, Ethan? No power.
Huh?
No lights. No, we got lights. I don't know why it's so dark in here. What's up, man?
All right, 7 o'clock.
All right.
Gotta let Scott get pretty.
Get professional.
Gotta let him get pretty. The only man I know of 100 degrees, and he gonna sit up here with a driver's suit on just because he can.
Hey, this suit is good enough for Kyle Larson. It's good enough for me.
I ain't seen him in your suit.
Oh, but he's got a K1 suit. Whoa. All right. Well, it was a little dark. Not sure why, but let's start with our sponsors this week. Can't think. NC. Oh, wrong one. What is this?
Blackwater Grill.
Oh, Blackwater
Station Grill.
Blackwater Station. You can get something to eat. And I got a good barbecue, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go up and try this.
And some good moonshine. NC 811 and Virginia 811. GAC, Great American Company. Can't thank all these guys for all their help and support. Bondurant Brothers Distillery. They got some really good moonshine. Factory Canopies. Man, if you need a cover for your car or you need some of these seats, these chairs for the racetrack, they're great. They're nice, lightweight. Black Acid Apparel, if you need some T-shirts for your team, whether you need 1 or 100, they can take care of you. Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil, Langley Speedway. But last but not least, I got to give a big shout out to McAllister Precision Marketing.
You got to take the thing off of it.
Yeah, no. NPM Marketing. If you need a suit, although you can't really see my suit, I guess. I don't know why it's not so dark in here. But I'll post a picture of it. I got to thank her for taking care of us for a new fire suit. So if you need a K1 suit, it's the one that Kyle Larson runs. I wanted the same thing Kyle's got. So just print lettering with miles on it. Let's see if we got you up here, Jack. Somewhere. Look at
Yeah,
that.
right, I know. You might have it,
I
Sean.
put a sticker over there.
You might have
Some
it.
tape. I do have your stickers on the car this time.
Oh, I went down there and looked. That's all. I went down there and looked, so I saw they were on there. So we'll see what happens.
So, man, if you're looking for a suit, contact Tanya McAllister.
McAllister.
Check her out.
Check her out.
Oh, check her out. She's a good-looking woman. Robbie Parker says, can't see y'all. Robbie was giving me a hard time about my hat. He said, I need to take the sticker off my hat. I said, no, I'm not taking it off. He said, I look like a kid. I want a kid. But this is another hat that was just in the trailer. NPM Marketing, check those guys. Check them out if you need some help with social media. And I'm sorry that the suit is not coming through. But
As the night goes on, it'll brighten up. So
it'll brighten up.
oh, come on, man. Look, you don't need to do all that. You don't need to do all that. Anyway.
Hey, Sherry.
Who?
Looks like it's working this week. Yeah, Greer, it is working this week. I pushed the right button, but the camera's not. I left my laptop at home. We were using Jack's laptop. So,
all right, let's talk about some news for this week. One of the first things I wanted to talk about was I just found out before we came on tonight. Well, it was earlier this afternoon.
Somebody was DQ'd?
No.
Oh.
That they canceled the races down at Charlotte for COVID-19. Supposedly several people tested positive for COVID-19 there during the summer shootout. They've canceled it. So it makes me feel kind of, where are we going now? Are we going to be able to go to the races?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Dave Adams says that's the best you ever looked, Jack.
Good. I'm glad he thinks so. We ain't got. I don't know what we
can't see you.
I don't know what we could do to make him look better. But then, I don't know how he married such a good-looking woman. That's the problem.
That's facts.
Yeah, I don't get it. But anyway, I'm over that part. Anyway, got a lot of news next week coming out on our show. So everybody tune in.
Big announcement, right?
Big announcement. A couple big announcements next week on the show, and it's going to be, well, maybe not big for everybody, but it's going to be good for us. Good for us, anyway. So anyway, let's do the news. They had an ARCA race up in Iowa. Ty Gibbs got the win. Down at Hickory Motor Speedway, late model race number 1 was won by Ryan Millington. Late model race number 2 was won by Thomas Bean. Down at Dixieland, they had the Talladega big one down there when they knocked everybody out.
They ended up giving the two guys run first and second, first place points and money.
Yeah, because
they screwed up.
Yeah, okay.
But that was a hell of a. I'm not gonna say anymore.
Anyway, down at Five Flag Speedway, they had I think it's something to do with the I forget what they call it. There's a race, but they got a name for it, and it just skipped my memory. And I'm sure Mason Dunn's watching, so he'll tell me in a minute what it is. But on Saturday night, Bubba Pollard got the win. And then on Sunday, Chandler Smith got the win, and Casey Roderick finished second. First race for Casey in a while, so he finishes second.
Wow.
Down at Caraway, they had dual late models down there. Blaze Brinkley got both wins. At Dillon, down at Dillon this past weekend, the Carolina Pro Late Model Series, Gus Dean got the win. At Kingsport, late model races 1 and 2 were won by Nick Williams. I think there's 8 wins now for Nick this year. In the Mod 4s, who won Mod 4s? I bet you don't know.
Same guy won last week.
Yep, Kevin Canner. In the week before, and been winning every week. The Bill McAnally Driver Academy had 2 races. Blizzard too. Mason done with listening?
No, NPM marketing. If you need something to know about social media, she can hook you up.
She's keeping up with
Matter
you.
of fact, I mean, I even got these nice gloves that came with them, and they flex fit. I mean, they're real comfortable. And look at that grippy stuff right there. That way the wheel stays right snug on your hand. I would let you know, but you wrote my gloves, Jack. Your hand's too big.
Are we done with this now?
No.
All right, the Bill McAnally Driver Academy had 2 races this weekend. Cole Moore won both of them, and JoJo Wilkinson finished second in both of them. At Wake County this past weekend in the Bando Series, Riley Music got the win, and he had somebody hot on his tail.
Who was that?
Phoenix Kimball.
Speaking of, Miss Amanda, you contact NPM Marketing. They will hook you up. They're custom suits. K1, they're the same ones Kyle Larson is wearing in the Cup Series. So if they're good enough for Kyle, they're good enough for me.
This is still not in the news.
Well, she's asking. She says,
Okay.
Phoenix needs a new suit.
All right, now, where was I? Oh, down at Bowman Gray.
Mike,
They had
it's the best looking show ever.
Two modified races down there. Tim Brown got the win in the first one. Danny Bone got the win in the second
Never
one.
heard of that guy.
Danny Bone?
It's being funny. Either one of them.
You ain't heard of either one of them?
It was a joke. Jack.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Get a little nervous there. All right, here at Langley Speedway, this was Hampton Heat weekend this past weekend. In our division.
Did you see the clinic that was put on at the end?
The clinic that was
Yeah, the restart clinic.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching that next to the last one. I was like, man, the 77, because he can be a little rough.
That's what everybody was saying. He's going to rough him up here on this restart. And
Yeah.
and he didn't get a chance.
No. I seen him trying to pull that, so he's going to jump it a little bit, and then Josh just kind of like braked it and made him get away out there, and then as soon as he hit the brakes, Josh took off, and I was like, oh, this man need one more restart. And yeah, and then there was another one, and then he schooled him again.
So the top 5 in the Langley Speedway Hampton Heat this past weekend. First place, Josh Berry. Second place, Connor Hall. Keaton Honeycutt coming 3rd. Jared Fryer was 4th. And Matt Waltz was 5th. And that was a good run for Matt Waltz to come up and finish in the 5th spot. So that's a pretty good thing for him.
It was actually a pretty calm race.
It was a whole lot more calm than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, I mean, I figured especially when they got the tires, most of everybody except the 12 got tires at 150. And I was like, boy, business is about to pick up. But I don't think nobody had anything for the 16.
Chad Mccombe.
Yeah, Chad Mccombe. Obviously, he's got a lot of experience. He's been in a Cup Series, owns the race team. And if whatever broke in his rear end, I don't think anybody had anything for him.
No. He was
I watched
class
him
in the field.
at the halfway break. They took some wedge out of the car. Took about a round of wedge out of the car all the way around. I was over there watching them. But it was a good race in the end. It was clean. There was a lot of cars. 29 cars started the race.
And I thought at the halfway point, me and Brandon White and all of us were sitting up here talking, and we made the comment, well, everything was calm for the first 100 laps. It ain't going to be that way the second 100. But it really never really got out of hand. They did a great job. All of them did.
Although Greg Edwards might disagree because he was running second or third there and on the last lap, and I don't know where he ended up, 15th, I think, or something.
Something like that, yeah. All right, in the local divisions here that ran during Hampton Heat weekend, the Legends race was won by Jacob Derrick.
Hey, if I could just get half of the fans that Jacob Derrick, a third of the fans that he's got, I thought there was a damn army coming through the gate.
I thought it was
over
all
here.
right. We were sitting here looking, and all of a sudden the gate opened up.
I mean, it was
and
a sea of people.
I saw people running. I'm thinking, what in the world?
I thought it was a fight breaking out.
And then all the people lined up around that car, and I said, man, Scott, you might have 2 fans to help you out.
I mean, to tell you, the kid's got it going on.
But anyway, he won the Legends race. In the Super Streets, Dale Nichols won. In the trucks, Louis Pastoritz won the race. At Dominion Raceway, the modified, Chris Humlett got the win. The Virginia Racer win went to Brian Matthews, and the mini stock win went to Jesse Jones.
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
And Jesse Jones made a last lap pass
to
get the win. So, and also involved in that race was E.J. Kinney, who.
Really?
Yeah, he was.
So he wasn't leading.
I'm not going to say anything other than that he was.
I know we need him on the show.
Anyway, this week's
be interesting as hell.
This week's driver of the week, the Mafia teamed up again this week, and Jesse Jones got driver of the week this week. So, congratulations to Jesse Jones.
Last lap pass.
So anyway, he got the driver of the week. So anyway, that's where we are with that.
Greg said he got blinded by the stickers on Scott's hat. He can't stand them stickers on. Yeah, he tried to tell me I look gay.
Ain't nobody asked me about it, but I kind of agree with everybody.
Well, that was Robbie Parker. So you're agreeing with Robbie Parker?
No, not much.
So who do we got tonight?
All right, tonight we've got Daniel Silvestri. Runs the cars.
Heard of him.
Huh? Heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Well, you're not testing anymore before this show because you come up here, you're in a whole nother gear right now. But he's run the cars tour. He won the cars race at Dominion this year. So he's doing
that was his
well.
first win, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then at 7:30, we're going to have Colby Flowers, the Legends car driver, who was last week's driver of the week.
What were you saying about Daniel Silvestri?
Huh?
What were you saying about him?
I think he won the Dominion race.
Oh.
He popped on there. He popped on. I got you. That's all. So, and then
What if I could bait you into saying something wrong?
Bret Hamilton will be with us at 7:45.
Yeah, it'll be neat to talk to Bret Hamilton. Bret's been around a long time. He's built a lot of modifieds. It'll be interesting what he's doing. I didn't realize he's racing dirt now.
Yeah, he's racing dirt on a regular basis. Anyway, all right, let's see if we can get Daniel Silvestri on here and have a chance to
Do you
talk.
want to try it and see if you can
No, you go ahead. You're right there. You're right there. I'm not going to send Daniel Silvestri to another show or something.
What's up, Daniel? How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you good, man. Got you good. So how's things going with you this year?
Going great. Doing cars tour, basically running that late models tour and getting ready for college here in a few weeks. So I got a lot going on, ready for Hickory this weekend, and we'll move on from there.
Now, you brought up an interesting situation there. You're going to get ready to go to college. How are you going to manipulate college and racing at the same time? I know there's got to be a few races while you're down there.
Well, it's nice. I'm going to Virginia Tech, so motor miles about 20 minutes from my dorm room. And, we'll make it work. I'm trying my best to, also spend time in college. Like, it's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I'm going to make the most of it and, do some racing as well because that's what I love to do. So, worked around some classes stuff, moved some classes towards the front of the week so I have some, availability to go, racing on the weekends.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Now, are you taking anything that can relate to racing, marketing, or any of those things?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be a business student at the Pamplin College of Business at Virginia Tech. So I'm doing right now I'm undecided, but there's a few majors I'm looking for. I might possibly double major as well at the same time. So, still figuring it out. I have a few ideas of where I want to go at Virginia Tech.
Cool. That's pretty good. Now, you picked up a win this year in the Cars Tour. I know that had to be exciting for you.
Oh, huge. It's like winning, these Triple Crown races. If you look at Triple Crown, it's some of the same guys running every week there. You go against every week in the Cars Tour and, toughest competition. It's really cool to beat those guys. It's kind of it's surreal. I said it on another podcast that I've watched that replay that they put up of the race about 10 times, 10, 11 times already. I'll probably watch it another.
You can tell the truth. It's probably 100.
Yeah, it probably is. You still don't believe it. Every day you wake up, it's like you just want to experience that feeling again. Because it's just so cool to win. It was really cool to win as well in front of friends and family. I had a lot of people there coming to watch that race. That is the closest track to my house. So it was really, really cool to do it there. having to race Mike Looney like that, he pushed me really hard there at the end. He kind of got me to burn up some of the stuff more than I wanted to. So I was just going as hard as I could. I was just, turning the wheel as hard as I could and rolling through the corner as fast as I could to run away. And that was my focus the entire time. And we were just able to keep them at bay at the end and keep the speed that we had all race.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like you lucked into a race. I mean, you beat Mike Looney. And everybody, I mean, that Cars Tour is no joke. I mean, if you win a Cars Tour race, you've done something. You have accomplished something.
Yeah, absolutely, and to do it in that fashion as well, leading as many laps as we did. No matter the advantage that you think you have going into a racetrack, even if it's the one you spent your all the laps at, those guys are so good that they'll be right at your level immediately. So, even though I felt confident going into a place that had a lot of experience at, you still gotta bring the best car to the racetrack and race the best to beat all those guys, because they definitely can beat you easily.
Now, is this your car, or are you driving for somebody else?
So this year it is our car. We're driving for Sellers Racing. They're helping out with the car, and last year obviously drove for Jed Burton and Sellers, but this year we're just driving for them. It's our car, but they're helping out with the maintenance and everything, and they've given us a great crew.
So do they keep your car down in Danville, or do you have it here or whatever? What's the deal with that?
So it's down in Danville. It's not. My dad and I don't. We've done it with the Legend car. We've done it with the Bandolero, but we don't really have the equipment or the. It's not really, in our eyes, it's not really worth us trying to build the whole infrastructure of building a late model shop all the way up and outside of Reston, Virginia, instead of putting it to where the best are already at. They've already got a elite late model shop set up. I don't think. Knowing the nights that we had to do and just working with we had, I don't think we could have done a late model at our house just yet. It'd take a lot of trials for us to even get to a competitive level in late model racing.
Yeah. Now, how much time do you spend around the team? Do you get a chance to go down and be with the team, or make a trip down every so often and hang out with them and see what's going on, or how do you work that?
I try to. It's not been easy. I'm working, and then I got school and all that stuff. So it's hard because it lives. If I go down there, it's usually a day trip. The shop's about 4.5 hours from my house. So if I have to go all the way down there, I need place to sleep. It's not just come stop by. So it takes a little bit more planning than I wish to be down there. I kind of envy those who have a shop in their backyard or someone where you can spend a lot more time around the race car, but that's not, I totally understand where we're at and what I have to do. And so I just try to keep in touch, and I want to continue to try to get down there. Luckily for college, I'm now only about an hour and a half really from the shop. So I can make an easier trip, more of a day trip and spend more time there instead of having to worry about sleeping and getting back and all that. So, it's been hard, and I definitely want to be at the shop. I haven't been able to be there as often as I wanted to.
So they pretty much prepare your car, get everything ready. They take it to the track for you, right? So when you get there, it's already there. Yeah,
I have a great group of guys behind me, and they help me out and they bring everything there, and then we meet, and we talk. We do multiple meetings. We had a Zoom meeting last night. Getting everything prepared, and when we show up, we have a game plan ready for the racetrack.
Now, I mean, it's got to be cool to have HC and Peyton and all them. How much input do they have with you as far as telling you things and letting you know what's going on?
Oh, I mean, HC and I have gotten a lot closer over the past 3 years working with him. He's a great guy, along with Peyton. Peyton's a great mentor of mine. He's taught me a lot about driving a race car and driving a late model especially, and what to do and how to be professional. And same thing with HC. Those guys, run a lot of things by me. They've taught me already a lot about setting up these race cars, and I'm learning every day. I think, I get better every time I go on the racetrack, and every time I get off it and learn how to give better feedback and what am I feeling, how to get to where I need to get a fast car quicker instead of taking 50 rounds of practice to get it perfect, then 25, then 10. So, not as many laps required to get the car perfect. So they've been huge to me, and it's I'm just super proud to be here.
Yeah, I mean that has to be a great thing for you to have contact with those guys because they are the cream of the crop sometimes in late model
You
racing.
think?
Yeah, but I mean, you think about it, they're the cream of the crop, and you're getting a first class education from them.
I mean, the wealth of knowledge,
Yeah.
you know, and somebody being honest with you and steering you in the right direction is a lot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think the biggest thing you just said, being honest, it's not always been easy. What's so great about them is like, HC he hasn't pampered me. He's not going to tell me, if I'm not doing what I need to do, he's told me I'm not doing what I need to do. He's telling me where I need to be better. Those guys have pushed me to be the best I can in the situation that I'm in. And, they've really helped me out a lot.
So what's one of the biggest pieces of information that they've given you? And then what's been the toughest?
It's been a lot about feedback. I think, especially with Cars Tour Racing, what I figured out is, the car is probably the biggest thing that is required for you to go out there and win a race. When you're racing, so many high caliber drivers, all those guys can win on a given weekend. As you see, not many guys have 2 wins this year. Everyone has about 1. And so it's hard to win every week. And it has to really have to do with the car. So it goes back to driver feedback and what I'm feeling and trying to work the car to be the best it can. And, I've had to work on that the most probably in my past few years of late model racing is getting off the track and saying what the car is doing and feeling every feeling in my butt and in my hands and trying to get to the car to turn the best it can and run as fast as it needs to. So they pushed me on that, and that's been the hardest thing. And so once we've gotten the car better, I think we've shown we've had more speed, but it's getting there. And it's been a struggle because it's not easy because it's no longer you're looking for 3/10, you're looking for that extra 10th, and that last 10th's the hardest one to get. So it's not been easy, but they've been pushing me, and we've gotten a lot better already this year. I've gotten 10 times better already this year.
Well, that's cool. I mean, and other than that, I mean, you got all these racetracks that you go to. Other than Dominion, what is one of your favorite racetracks that you go to?
I really loved racing Orange County, and I'm excited for Hickory as well this weekend. Orange County was, we didn't have the best race car, which kind of sucked, but it was a blast of a racetrack. That place was really, really cool. And it is such a racy place. I raced hard the entire race. It sucks that you didn't have a good enough car to be leading it, but you got to race in mid-pack the entire time. So I was always watching what's going on around me, and that was really, really fun. And Hickory is a great racetrack too. That rough place can put on a good show, and I'm excited to go there this weekend.
Now, if this is throwback weekend, have you got a throwback scheme ready to go for this weekend?
I don't think we're going to be able to run one. Sadly, we're trying to find where we need to put funds for, and these wraps are expensive, and we're trying to get to Martinsville this year. So I think we felt like we want to put our money towards, actual racing. We don't have a sponsor to sponsor a wrap, and that's unfortunate. It sucks. I really would love to do a wrap. I do have a few drafted up designs and some stuff. I was going to do a Ward Burton 2002 Daytona 500 car because I obviously knew Ward from the past 2 years, but that's okay. I'd rather to me, if the choice is between racing some of these big races or putting on a wrap, I'd rather choose to race. So, it was a tough decision, but no, we don't have one this year. We'll have one next year, though. I promise. We'll get one next year.
Now, do you have a couple-year plan? You plan on, what's the next step after the Cars Tour? Do you have something that maybe some ARCA stuff or some truck stuff, or is that something in the cards?
I hope it is. Obviously, with going into college, we have to rethink of what I'm doing every year. It might not be going in for a full year instead of racing a full year, but racing select races and racing the big races. I always want to go out there and race the competition, but a lot of it, just like anything, comes down to funding and sponsors. And I have some things I need to get better at, and I need to do a better job of looking for sponsors and looking for people to fund it, because it comes to a point where I'm blessed to be in a family able to do what I'm doing today, but there is a limit, and so I'm super happy where I'm at, but I have to do the work to get there. So I'm definitely going to try.
Well, that's cool, and I think you'll do pretty good. Now you're going to be running. You said you're running. You want to run Martinsville at the end of the year. Are any of the other big races in your plans?
If something comes up, I think it's just right now. It's just car store in Martinsville is kind of the goal. If something else comes up and we get the chance to do something else, I'd be super excited to be able to do it.
Oh, that's a good idea. So hopefully it'll all work out for you. Give your sponsors a shout out and everything to let them know that you're thinking about them.
Yeah, I just got to thank the Clark family, WG Speaks, Logan and Vicky Clark. They've been there for me for forever. Those guys are amazing. That entire organization. I just also got, big shout out to my dad. He's been my number one supporter. Sellers Racing, all those guys, Thomas Scott, my entire crew. We're ready for this weekend. Those people are the ones that are behind me. They've been working hardest for me, and they're like family. So, just super happy to have those people behind me.
We got a couple people. Billy Smith, he does wraps. He said, give him a call for next year.
All right, definitely. I've got a lot of great people around me. Obviously Mincy Graphics does my car. I really wish I could have done something with him, but we got next year.
All right. Well, we appreciate you spending some time with us, man, and good luck the rest of the year. Good luck at Hickory this weekend, and I hope everything turns out. You have a successful college career too. Now that you're heading off to college.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, man. We'll talk to you again real soon. Okay.
Yep. Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Andrew Phillips said he wanted to know if I put your stickers and his stickers on my car, would it go faster with me driving?
You,
Mm-hmm.
his sticker and our sticker. You can try it and see. There's one little fellow, I ain't gonna call no names, that took my sticker and put it over top of his sticker on the car. And they won the race. Ain't gonna say nothing else. Andrew Fuller.
Mm-hmm. And Dwight, so tell them to contact Pro Vinyl, one of his sponsors. We're doing stupid good deals for drivers.
Well, next week we're gonna sit down. We got
to be a little brighter next week, Jack.
I hope so. Maybe we can get that ring in here where we can get some light on the subject to put it on us. But anyway, next week we're gonna have a big show here next week with a lot of things going on.
Big announcement.
Two big announcements. Two big announcements for next week, and so we're not gonna say anything now, but we can't wait for next week to get here. We'll have some announcements to make, and it'll be a big deal.
I seen something on my memories the other day. It was about your was it womanless beauty pageant? Is that coming back up again soon, Jeff?
I don't know. I wasn't in it, so I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. I went to see one
picture I found.
I went to see one. I was not in one. And you and Rodney Davis and Robbie Parker and everybody else need to just leave me alone.
All right, we got Colby Flowers here.
What's going on?
What's up, Colby? How you doing, man?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Good, man. It looks like you got a camera like ours tonight. Just a little dark.
Yeah. Try to pull this down a little bit. If that helps. Yeah, Hilton Head at the beach right now.
If
You're at the beach.
If you're like
Oh,
us,
yeah.
you have to look better when it's dark.
Yeah. I
Man,
definitely.
let me tell you something. This Legends class,
The lights are on, Rodney.
this Legends.
Hold on 1 second. Let me turn on the lights real quick.
See, at least we got the lights on. Look. We got the lights on, Rodney. They just ain't that damn bright. I don't know.
All right.
That's better.
There
That's
you go.
better. That's
All
better.
You
Now,
might get your girlfriend after this all it's over with.
now, this Legends racing that y'all guys are doing, this is some great racing out there right now. I mean,
Yes, Brandy.
it is unbelievable. I mean, it's some good
It
racing.
really is. Yeah.
And I don't think you expected Jacob Derrick to come out of nowhere like he did.
No, I didn't. He raced 1 or 2 races last year, I think. and sort of just, was getting used to the car. And then coming into this year, I was like,
He's gonna be no problem,
I knew
right?
he's a good driver, but I didn't think he was going to be up there, contending for wins. And then first practice on opening night, he's top of the boards over Tommy Jackson Jr. And I was like, oh, we got trouble this year. But no, it's been a lot of fun.
Was that your first win the other week?
It was my first win, yes.
So what was that like, man? Because always the first wins are always so special,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a lot. It was nice because I wasn't really expecting it. I was started the race off. Spencer got out into the lead, and I followed in behind him to pass Jacob, and I was running in second most of the race. And then a caution came out about the middle of the race, and I fell back to fourth. And I was riding in fourth, and then I got back up at the third, and it was like 5 laps to go, and I was running in third, and Spencer and Jacob, I wasn't ready to pass them. They had kind of left me a little bit, and I was like, oh, another third place, And then the caution came out, and you guys know Aaron Leach. He spots for me. So he was like, if you don't take the cone right now, I was in third. He's like, if you don't take the cone, I'm never spotting for you again in my life. So, because the outside when the legends,
you got to give Aaron some credit for this win, then.
Oh yeah, definitely give some credit to Aaron, because I don't even think I was going to take it. I wasn't planning on taking the cone, because usually you fall way back in the Legends division when you take the cone. So I was like, 4 laps to go, I was in third place. I was like, might as well. So I took the cone, and Jacob didn't really get that good of a start. And so going into turn 1, there was a hole in between Spencer and him, and so I took it, and so I fell back into second, and then I felt like I was faster than Spencer most of the race, but I just could never really get a run. And then when I came up behind him with 2 laps to go, I just got a run and took advantage of it and got the win.
So what was that last lap? What's going through your mind on that last lap?
Oh gosh, going into turn 1, because I passed him on the back stretch with 2 laps to go, so I didn't even know it was 2 laps to go. I just, right after I passed him, I saw the white flag was out, and I was like, oh God, there's the last lap. So going into turn 1, I promise you, it was probably the slowest turn I've ever taken in my life, just making sure I was hugging the inside. And then going into 3 on the last lap, I was expecting him to bump me, so I drove the car in, deeper than I probably should have. And I washed up the track and left the bottom line open. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to throw this win away right here on the final turn. But I ended up pulling it off by 3/4 of a car length. So it was a fun race. It was a good race for sure.
Well, the 3 of you guys, Spencer, you, and Jake.
Where was Spencer at this week?
He was here.
Yeah, he did not have the week he was wanting. I tell you that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I was like, hey, what? He qualified 7th. What the hell's wrong with him?
I mean, that's this group, these 3 guys right here. It's going to be fun to watch the whole year, watch it run out at the end of the year, and hopefully, how far out of the championship are you?
Yeah, so Tommy Jackson won the first 2 races of the season, and I finished second for the first 2 races, right behind him. And so when he stopped running, I took over the points lead. So I was the points leader for the first 3 or 4 races, and then me and Jacob got together one race, and it ended up cutting my tire down. So I finished dead last. And, with the point system at Langley, it's like a point difference between positions. And it's going to be hard. But since I had a last place finish and they're top 3, top 4 every week, it's going to be hard to pick back through to be able to get the championship. But, one of them would probably have to wreck in order for me to win it. But I'm going back to college next week. So this past weekend, I decided was going to be my last race because I go to Tennessee. So that's a 7-8 hour drive every weekend to, come back and race.
In other words, you're going to give them the championship.
I'm too far out, and they're not going to wreck. They're good enough drivers to not wreck, and
Hey, but I give you credit. I mean, when you go and you pass Spencer Saunders with a few laps to go and win a race, you've done your job.
Yeah,
I mean, that's no, Spencer's no slouch.
He is not no slouch. He was racing legend cars when I was 8 years old. So
I know he's getting old.
God, I know.
he is getting old. But
God,
that was a good feeling passing Spencer. But next off the bucket list is to pass Tommy Jackson for the win.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say Tommy's pretty damn. He's beatable. He's pretty damn good.
He's good.
So you say you're done for the season as of now, right?
As of now, yes. I'm gonna fly back home from college for nationals at Dominion.
That's what I was getting ready to ask you.
Yeah. So nationals are in the backyard in Virginia. It's gonna be hard to pass that up. So my parents are gonna fly me back home from Tennessee, and I'm gonna come race that. But yeah, it's a long drive back and forth just to run a local weekend race at Langley every week. So
who takes care of your car? Is it your car, or do you have somebody working on it for you?
Yeah, so me and my dad work on the car, and
Nice.
This guy named Joseph Barron, he's been working on my car since I started racing Legends. So we keep the car at his shop, and so he does all the maintenance for it, and I go to his house and we set it up about three times a week. We go work on it.
Now, do you have close to the amount of fans that Jacob has?
I tell you this, I didn't have that many people in Victory Lane, my Victory Lane photo.
I thought high school just got out or elementary school just got out and come through the gate.
Yeah, I didn't even know he had that many fans.
I'm like, is he real or what?
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's got all the bando people on his back.
Well, that's because he's down on their level.
Yeah, all the bando guys, those are all supporting Jacob.
Yeah, those young kids.
All right, you just let it out of the bag a few minutes ago that
Brandy said, "Leave her baby alone."
I'm not messing with her baby, but let's look at it this way. You said Spencer Saunders was racing when you were 8 years old, so that means he's real old. Now, where do you fall in the age category?
You're asking how old I am?
That's what I'm asking. Yeah,
I'm 19 years old.
19 years old, and then
11 years of Spencer racing.
And then here comes this kid.
He looks like he's 8.
Here comes this kid. I think he's 13, 14? 14 now.
14 on
14 now. Yeah, that's right. I had a cupcake for his birthday. But yeah, I mean, he's 14.
Save me one though.
Not going to. And he's 14 years old. Man, that's a little bit of a difference between the three of y'all.
Yeah, it is. I'm right there in the middle of them.
The old and ugly.
No, you can't call him ugly because he won the
mullet contest.
He won the mullet contest
with ease.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Colby, one of the things I was hoping that hopefully we can get you to come to the show sometime. But now that you're going to college, I don't guess I'm going to get you to the show.
Too smart for us.
But anyway, I'm going to get an address for you to send me an address. You were last week's driver of the week, and we have a certificate in a frame for you.
It's not worth anything.
Yeah, it's not going to get you any extra points.
I need them all. Maybe I'll start flying home for the raises if you give me the extra points. Talk to Bill. Tell him to adjust the website.
There you go.
But anyway, we got it for you. I'm gonna send it to you since you're not, you couldn't be here tonight and you getting ready to go to college. So I'm gonna send you a message probably tomorrow or the day after. Get your address and I'm gonna mail it to you. So I wanted to say congratulations. You were our driver of the week with the weekend you won the race.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
So now that you're done with the race, now we can talk trash about you when you're gone.
So what are you taking in college?
I'm majoring in supply chain management at Tennessee.
Supply chain.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Okay. Well, at least he's not going to take bowling or something like that.
Who's out there
Anyway.
practicing right now?
Yeah, there's a car out there practicing, but I'm not allowed to tell you who it is.
Oh, is that why you got the blind shut?
This is a secret. This is a secret test session going on out here. And I sent a thing out saying we thought it was Scott Allen because he was out there with it earlier, but
it's not. I got my test driver out there.
We know it's not Scott Allen because he has a hard enough time with the Pro 6. He ain't gonna be in a late model.
Get you a legend. You can run with us.
No, you really don't want that to happen, Colby.
I need something with more fenders on it, Colby.
You don't want that to happen because did you ever see the arena cars?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, he run arena cars, and I don't know if you watched any of them, but with him in it, but it wasn't pretty.
You get tired taking, I feel like all the people that drive those get super tired because it's just left and left and left and left.
8 seconds a lap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get dizzy in there?
One night he got so tired, he turned around and went the other way.
Somebody got real mad.
He went the other way and hit him.
So you retired? You retired?
Huh?
You retired from arena racing?
Yeah, he's retired from arena racing. He was retired when he first started racing. He was retired from arena racing. And then he come out here and run these champ carts. He gets one win in a champ cart, and you would have thought he was Mario Andretti.
I beat Aaron Leach. Actually, he wasn't even in the top 5.
Do you think he's Mario Andretti? He had to leave the trophy on the table here for like 6 months. And I
thought they were going to arrest me when I left because I stole it.
So anyway, yeah, you don't want him in a Legends car. That's for sure.
Hey, if we're coming up to lap you, you can just be my teammate and you can try to block whoever's in front
block
of me.
for you.
Yeah, you can block Jacob and Spencer for me.
Look, he's had teammates before that say they don't want him back. So I don't know if you want that or not.
Yeah, he'll probably just end up blocking me.
All right, Colby, we appreciate your time, man. Good luck to you.
Good luck at school, bud.
Have a good year at school. Don't party too much up there at school.
I won't.
Where you going to school at?
Tennessee.
University of Tennessee in Knoxville.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Sometime when I come through there, I go to Missouri sometimes to see family members. I might slide by there and give you a holler and see if you're around.
All right, sounds good.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot, man.
You'll be the only 7-year old hanging around with a cool guy. Do what?
All right, thank you guys.
Good luck, buddy. See, Bret's there patiently waiting.
I know. I saw
for you, and you just keep talking, Jack.
Did you hear you with the night you were on the PA system?
Well, it's right on time. It's 1:45 now.
Okay.
Let's get Bret Hamilton. Bret's been around a long time. Talk about some of the old dudes.
Yeah.
Now, Bret's in that category.
I'm in the old too. Yeah, you're right.
Well, don't let him sit there and call you old. Okay, don't let him.
I
do
call
that.
myself old. I've been around a while.
So how many years have you been involved in racing? I remember you from. I'm not gonna say none. I'm not gonna say because that'll date me too. But go ahead. But how long you been in racing?
I grew up around it. My dad raced, so I've been going to races probably since I was 6 months, year old. But I've been in Virginia since 83, and worked at Emmanuel Zavakis there, and been working in the racing industry since then.
And what was it like? And I knew a lot of guys that came through that worked with Emmanuel Zavakis and all those people there. What was it like working with him? I've heard some great stories about him.
He was always good to me. A lot of people had different opinions of him, but he was always good to me. You just had to know how to take him, and don't let it bother you too bad if he jumped on you about something. That usually it just blew over right away.
Now, I didn't know that. Were you there when Jeff Bodine was driving some of Emmanuel's cars?
No, I started there about 2 years after he was there. They weren't really racing a whole lot when I got there. Dale Jarrett drove for him one time. Sam R drove for him one time. Elton Sawyer ran his first bush race with him when I was there. So that's what we were pretty much building late model stock cars after that.
You were in the shop there building the late models at the time, weren't you? When you went over there?
Yeah, I started there and I started helping build the chassis. And then after about 6 months, I was pretty much building all of them.
Yeah, because I used to come up there from time to time. I don't know if you know Vic's story. And I used to come up there with him a lot. And
yeah, I knew Vic. He's a good guy. Some of those guys from down the Southampton way.
Yeah,
I got to meet a lot of those guys.
Yeah, I used to come up there and hang out with Emmanuel's son. I can't think of his name now. Anyway, but I used to come up there. Butch, that's it. Yeah, used to come up there and hang out with him and Butch and everything, and hang around the shop. And Emmanuel would sit and tell us stories, and he was unbelievable. And that had to be a great experience working there with him.
Yeah, it was. I was there for 4 years, and I had come out here from Iowa, and I didn't know anybody when I got here. I left like 3 days after he told me he'd hire me, give me the job. And I've come out here, didn't know anybody, and he had me come over to his house for Christmas because it was Thanksgiving, Christmas, because I had no family here or anything. And I had one time where I was going to go back out to Iowa Christmas for vacation in the summer. And he came in the shop and asked me how I was getting back to Iowa. I told him I was going to drive my truck, and he didn't really say anything. He left and he came back and he said, "Well, if you're going to take that truck, go down there and get 4 tires put on it." I said, "Well, I don't have the money to put 4 tires on it right now." He said, "It's already been taken care of. I'll take it down there and get the tires put on." So he was always good to me.
Now, I always looked at it this way, Bret, that Emmanuel and Butch were completely two different people. I mean, I always thought that, I don't know how in the world Butch ended, how that's his daddy.
Yeah, they were quite a bit different.
So now, where did you go after you left Zavacas? Now, didn't you open your own business up after that? Not too long after that?
Well, I left there and went to Charlotte for a year. Bob Johnson was the crew chief for Junie Dunleavy. He left there. They were going to start a new team in Charlotte with Bob Whitcomb Racing.
Mm-hmm.
So he came over to my house and he wanted me to come to work for them in Charlotte. So that was something I always wanted to do. So I ended up moving down there and ended up staying a year. And my wife was from Richmond. We just got married about 2 months after I'd moved down there, and it just wasn't what it all cracked up to be. She didn't really want to be away from home, so we ended up coming back. And then in '89, I started working for myself, opened my own shop, out of the garage behind the house, and then ended up renting the shop right across the street from Southside Speedway.
Yeah, that's why I remember that. I was there one time. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I went in there with Jeff Spraker. We were kind of splitting the rent. He was trying to run the Busch Series. I was working on cars for other people. And then about halfway through the season, he had to pretty much park it because the money was running out. So I took over the shop myself and rented for 4 years, and then I built my own shop.
So you basically made your mark on the sport through modifieds. You built a lot of modifieds back in those days.
Yeah, I grew up. My dad built one of the first 3 IMCA modifieds there ever was in Iowa. And then I came out here, and there really wasn't a whole lot of dirt racing close to Richmond. I got into the asphalt stuff. And then Ricky Dennis in '92 had said something about building a modified class similar to the IMCA stuff. And when they said that, I told him I would build one to help them get them going. And it's just kind of ballooned into pretty much made a living doing it for a long time.
Didn't you win the first championship?
I won the first 5 in a row. 92 through 96, we were doing a touring deal, and I won 5 in a row.
Man, I thought I remember being up at Townsend one time, and Ricky was talking about you. Of course, he didn't tell the guys that were looking at the modified that you built them. Also, he's like, "Yeah, Bret, he run on the same tires the whole year." I was like, "Yeah, I don't know about that, but."
Yeah, well, Not the whole year, but it was a whole lot cheaper to run then than it is now. That's for sure.
Yeah. Now, didn't your dad build cars? Didn't you say that?
Yeah, he worked at the John Deere tractor factory in Waterloo, Iowa, since I was a kid, and he raced up until I was about 13. But I've got 3 brothers, and it's hard to have 4 kids and race, and so he drove for some other people once in a while, but most of the time he just worked on other people's cars and built a few cars in the garage behind the house. And we'd have a list of material to cut and bend and stuff, and before he got home from work, and so I was doing that when I was 9, 10 years old, working on it stuff when I got home from school.
I mean, how many in your mind? How many late models modifieds did you build in your time? Just give a rough figure.
I probably build 125, 130 probably chassis.
Yeah, because I've heard a lot of people talk about Bret Hamilton and the modifieds. I came up there one time and was at the shop looking around. But I mean, you had it going on.
If you walk behind a bunch of these at Langley, you'll see the Bret Hamilton sign across the back.
Yeah, there's quite a few around still. We've most we ever built in one year was like 12, and that's pretty much I work by myself. I've had a couple guys working for me before, but majority of the time I just work by myself.
Are you? What do you mostly build now?
I still do work on a lot of modifieds. I got a couple modifieds out here right now. 2 dirt cars, 1 asphalt car. I've got 2 drag cars out here that I'm making headers and stuff for. I got a road race car out here I got to do some brake pedal work on, and do a little bit of street rod work. I got Eddie Slagle's trailer out here that they got some pieces broke on that I need to fix tomorrow. So I get in a little bit of everything.
I was gonna say. I mean, you got
If there's money in it, he's gonna fix it.
He's ventured a little bit away from the complete modified type. Now you're still racing too, correct? I mean, I know you've been.
Yeah, we didn't run much in 19 a few times, and then last year the whole year was pretty much screwed up. So we ran 6 or 7 times last year, and we've been running pretty much every weekend this year. Saluda, Hagerstown, Maryland. We were at Winchester, Virginia this past weekend. We'll be at VMS this coming weekend. Then I think I'm going to take a weekend off. And then I think the 14th of August, we're going to Lincoln up in Pennsylvania.
Now, what all have you raced, Bret? Because the first time I remember knowing who Bret Hamilton was I worked on Barry Strathman's car, and he bought your old mini stock, that Toyota, for his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I think that was like the only rear-wheel drive car that could keep up with them front-wheel drives.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was a fast car. We did a lot of work on that thing to make it fast.
So
I raced mini stocks first at Southside, and then I've run about 3 or 4 late model stock car races. The modified on pavement, the modified on dirt. I ran like a sportsman type late model at Eastside Speedway one year on the dirt. I ran a 305 sprint car one season, and I ran a 360 sprint car one time. So that's pretty much it.
What have you run then? I mean, you got a pretty big variety there.
Yeah, I think I've been to 100, and I counted the other day 117 tracks, and I've raced at like 52 or 3. So we've been around a while, put some miles on.
What's your favorite track?
Dirt, probably. I like Beckley, West Virginia. We ran over there quite a bit in 09, 10, 11. Asphalt track, probably Orange County. It seemed like it was the most fun, and you could run side by side, and you could kind of move around the track and head more than one groove. But anywhere that you can pass and race with people, and it's just not one lane, and you got to shove people out of the way. I'm not really that kind of racer, so.
Well, I've been to Beckley a couple of times. I like the racetrack over at Beckley. What do you think about? Are you going to try to make it over to the West Virginia Speedway this year and see if you can race over there or something?
No, I don't think so. I really don't have a motor to run at a big track like that. we ran over there West Virginia Motor Speedway a few years ago when it was the shorter track, and it was still a little bit too big for what I had. So maybe go there and watch, but that would be about it.
Well, I mean, it looks like it's going to be. I haven't been there yet, but they say it's going to be a great place to race, and they've had some good races already this year. So I'm hoping that maybe I can get out there sometime.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them. They've had. I watch a lot of races on Flow and Dirt Vision, and usually see something about every night. Watch a race just about every night somewhere.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool place.
Now, was your wife into racing before you guys got together?
Her dad drag raced some, but they used to go to Southside Speedway all the time, and that's where I met her. And we've been married for 33 years. So a lot of times she'd rather go to the races, and I'd rather stay home. But we end up going to the races. So sometimes she's more into it than I am.
Did you ever come down and run it at Southampton?
Yeah, we ran there twice with the modified in '92 when it was dirt, and then I ran a few times when it was after it was paved.
Yeah, I thought you had come down there a couple times because I was racing at Southampton then too, so I figured you had been down there a couple times, especially hanging around somebody like Vic Story. I know he aggravates everybody that comes to Southampton.
Yeah, I think we've pretty much hit every track in Virginia other than Martinsville. We raced it pretty much everywhere else.
That's pretty cool. Well, Bret, I appreciate you spending some time with us tonight, man. It's really great to have you on, and I've heard so much about you. I've seen you, and I spoke to you, but I don't think we ever really sat down and spoke really a lot. But I've always knew who you were, and would always liked what you were doing. So I appreciate it.
All right. Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you again real soon. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank
Thanks,
you.
bud.
All right.
Scott, can you please stand up so they can see your uniform?
Look at that. She probably just wants to look at my butt.
Amanda, please,
It's got my name
Please.
right here. Look at that.
please don't
It's
feed.
comfortable.
Don't fuel
It's got
this.
a stretchy part right here, so when you bend over. I shouldn't bend over in front of you.
Please don't fuel
And
this.
it's comfortable. I mean, you see how relaxed I've been all night?
Yeah, I know how relaxed you've been all that. Anyway, look, anyway, he doesn't look. He wouldn't nowhere look as half as good as Phoenix would in a driver's suit. So, why, Brandy says, why are you wearing it? Because he won't take it off.
It's brand new, Brandy. I got to plug the people that helped me get a nice suit. When you got sponsors, Brandy, you got to take care of your sponsors. You got to make sure you get around. So MPM Marketing, if you want a nice K1 suit, full customized.
and the bad part about it is, Brandy,
It's got his damn sticker on here.
when you Bill Moses, what's that suit for?
I'm coming down there, Bill.
He's telling everybody he's coming to practice that late model that's here, but we're not going to tell nobody about it. But anyway, now, Brandy, don't fuel this because
It's a new suit. I got to give MPM Marketing a shout out. If you want a nice custom K1 suit,
he'll probably sleep in it tonight too.
if it's good enough for Kyle Larson, it's good enough for me.
It also doubles as his pajamas.
Scott is driving the show. Yeah.
Scott's driving the show. Well, I'm going to give you that. He does do pretty much that because I screwed it up last week.
I don't know. I mean, all you got to do is.
We're not going to talk about what. I don't know. I just heard
My
a
new
rumor.
late model, Bill. I've got some testing to do to get right.
I don't know nothing about it, Bill. I was just hearing what Scott said.
We already got the number 29 on it. I'm ready to go. You're right. Dave is right. I mean, obviously, we can't rely on Jack. We've seen what happened last week. I just pushed the button, Jack. I mean, that's all I do.
Yeah, I've been watching. I've been watching. Anyway. All right, everybody. That's our show for tonight. We're going to send Scott home now. He can go take his drive. Well, he won't. He'll probably sleep in it tonight.
But, mine is pretty comfortable. It could be a onesie.
Well, that just blew me out of the water.
Got to thank our partners, marketing partners. Big announcement next week. Check us out next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. Packed house. It's going to be full in here. Major announcement.
Two major announcements.
Two special guests next week.
Special guests coming in here next week, and 2 announcements for our show, and it's going to be a big deal for us. And so, anyway,
It's like wearing a basketball car. I started to put my helmet on, but I mean, they got these nice gloves too. These things are comfortable. If you want to get some nice K1 gloves, they got some grippy stuff so the steering wheel stays good in your hand, and they flick. Hey.
Brandy, I had to make him take the sunglasses off. He come here and thought he was Mario Andretti or something.
Hey, man, you fake it till you make it.
And believe me, he's faking it hard. Anyway, that's our show for tonight. We'll see you next week. Please tune in next week. It's going to be a big one. And we're really excited ourselves. And we'll talk to you then.
All right. Thanks, guys. NPM Marketing, get you a suit. Tell them I sent you.
You can sleep in it, too.
Oops.